Hello, fifth grade, and happy Kindness Week. We are doing our kindness guidance lesson today. And it's also 30 and 4th, not just fifth grade. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to listen to the book Each Kindness, and then we're going to do a lesson about it. This is one of my favorites.
Hi friends, welcome back to our Read Aloud channel, Little Book Nook. Today we will read aloud Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson. Chloe and her friends won't play with the new girl Maya. Every time Maya tries to join Chloe and her friends, they reject her. Eventually, Maya stops coming to school. When Chloe's teacher gives a lesson about how even small acts of kindness can change the world, Chloe is stung by the lost opportunity for friendship and thinks about how much better it could have been if she'd shown a little kindness towards Maya. Each kindness makes the world a little better. Enjoy this read aloud book. Take a moment and check out our vast audiobook library. That winter, snow fell on everything, turning the world a brilliant white. One morning, as we settled into our seats, the classroom door opened and the principal came in. She had a girl with her and she said to us, "This is Maya." Maya looked down at the floor. I think I heard her whisper, "Hello." We all stared at her. Her coat was open and her clothes beneath it looked old and ragged. Her shoes were spring shoes, not meant for the snow. A strap on one of them had broken. Our teacher, Miss Albert, said, "Say good morning to our new student." But most of us were silent. The only empty seat was next to me. That's where our teacher put Maya. And on that first day, Maya turned to me and smiled. But I didn't smile back. I moved my chair, myself and my books a little further away from her. When she looked my way, I turned to the window and stared out at the snow. And every day after that, when Maya came into the classroom, I looked away and didn't smile back. My best friends that year were Kendra and Sophie. At lunchtime, we walked around the schoolyard, our fingers laced together, whispering secrets into each other's ears. One day, while we were near the slide, Maya came over to us. She held open her hand to show us the shiny jacks and tiny red ball she's gotten for her birthday. "It's a height bouncer," she said, but none of us wanted to play. So Maya played a game against herself. That afternoon, when we got back into the classroom, Maya whispered to me, "Bet you can't guess who the new Jack champion of the world is." Behind me, Andrew whispered, "Chloe's got a new friend. Chloe's got a new friend." "She's not my friend," I whispered back. The weeks passed. Every day we whispered about Maya, laughing at her clothes, her shoes, the strange food she brought for lunch. Some days Maya held out her hand to show us what she had brought to school. A deck of cards, pickup sticks, a small tattered doll. Whenever she asked us to play, we said no. The days grew warmer and warmer. The pond thawed. Grass began growing where the snow had once been. One day, Maya came to school wearing a pretty dress and fancy shoes. But the shoes and the dress looked like they belonged to another girl before Maya. "I have a new name for her," Kendra whispered. "Never knew. Everything she has came from a second-hand store." We all laughed. Maya stood by the fence. She was holding a jump rope, but did not come over to us to ask if we wanted to play. After a while, she folded a double, rolled the ends around each hand, and started jumping. She jumped around the whole schoolyard without stopping. She did not look up once, just jumped, jumped, jumped. The next day, Maya's seat was empty. In class that morning, we were talking about kindness. Miss Albert had brought a big bowl into class and filled it with water. We all gathered around her desk and watched her drop a small stone into it. Tiny waves rippled out away from the stone. "This is what kindness does," Miss Albert said. "Each little thing we do goes out like a ripple into the world." Then Miss Albert let us each drop the stone in as we told her what kind things we had done. Joseph had held the door for his grandmother. Kendra helped change her baby brother's diaper. Even mean old Andrew had done something. I carry teacher's books up the stairs, he said, and Miss Albert said it was true. I stood there, holding Miss Albert's rock in my hand, silent. Even small things count, Miss Albert said gently, but I couldn't think of anything and passed the stone on. Maya didn't come to school the next day, or the day after that. Each morning I walked to school slowly, hoping this would be the day Maya returned and she'd look at me and smile. I promised myself this would be the day I smiled back. Each kindness, Miss Albert said, makes the whole world a little bit better. But Maya's seat remained empty, and one day Miss Albert announced to the class that Maya would not be coming back. Her family had to move away, Miss Albert said. Then she told us to take out notebooks. It was time for spelling. That afternoon, I walked home alone. When I reached the pond, my throat filled with all the things I wished I would have said to Maya. Each kindness I had never shown. I threw small stones into it, over and over, watching the way the water rippled out and away, like each kindness, done and not done, like every girl somewhere holding a small gift out to someone, and then someone turning away from it. I watched the water ripple as the sun set through the maples, and the chance of a kindness with Maya became more and more forever gone.
Hey guys, that was such a good book. So now we're going to play a little game. True or false? Is it wrong to judge a person by their clothing? And if you guys want, you can play in teams because there's points on these if you want to do that, or you can just play as a whole class. Is it wrong to judge a person by their clothing? True or false? True. We should never judge people by what they're wearing. True or false? Encourage someone who looks like they are having a hard day, asking your classmate how their day is going, smiling at someone you don't know very well, and inviting someone who is alone to play or hang out with you are acts of kindness. True. Encouraging someone who looks like they're having a hard day. Oh, we just did this one. Gonna keep going. Every act of kindness, no matter how big or small, makes the world a better place. True. Bet you guys thought that was true also. Okay, imagine if you were a new student at an unfamiliar school, and when you tried to be friendly towards others, they moved away, laughed at you, or ignored you. How would you feel? So it's really important to use empathy. I know that's been something that we've been talking about in our other lessons. And if you can think about it, you probably realize that that wouldn't feel very good, right? So imagine if you treated someone unkindly and regretted what you had done. How would you try to repair the mistake? So guys, we're all human. All of us at some point in our life have said or done something that wasn't kind or that we regretted. And I mean, that's why the word exists, right? Regret. And that's why pencils have erasers, because we make mistakes, right? How could you try to repair your mistake? You could talk to that person, ask them to forgive you. You could tell them that you didn't mean it like that, that you can change. I always tell myself every day, I know I'm not going to be perfect, but I can change at any time, and I can always try to be better. So it's really important to be okay. That was a really hard thing for me to learn because I'm a perfectionist, but it's important to learn that. Okay, this one's called risk. Although the word bullying was never used in the book Each Kindness, do you think that Maya was the target of bullying? Why or why not? I'm going to leave that for something that you guys can think about. But yeah, I mean, one of the things we talk about as counselors is that bullying is repeated behavior that happens over and over again that you've already asked for them to stop, but it hasn't stopped at all. So bullying is repeated behavior. And then if somebody does one thing to you that isn't kind, that's just them being unkind. But if they stop, then it's not repeated behavior, right? All right. How many acts of kindness can you or your group come up with in the next 45 seconds? See how many you can write down. Okay, before you do that, I'm going to show you some kindness task cards that are going to be some ideas, and then we're going to do 45 seconds, okay? So here's the kindness task cards. Okay, so here's some kindness task cards really quick that you can do, like hold the door open for someone, make a homemade gift for a friend, write a poem, do a chore at home for your parents, give a classmate a genuine compliment, make a card for a veteran, hold the water fountain for someone else, give a friend a pencil, tell someone you're happy to see them, read a book to a younger student, invite someone new to play with you at recess, pick up your trash in your classroom, be a helper to your teacher, tell a joke, or make someone laugh. There's lots of different things. Thanking the cafeteria workers, the custodians, smiling, donating. Well, smiling's kind of hard because we wear masks, right? But when you're not wearing a mask, donating books to the library, making thank you cards, cleaning up, drawing a picture, cheering someone up. There is a lot of things on here. So, being kind to yourself, that's a good one. Pushing in somebody's chair. I think sometimes I see a mess and I'll say, can you please help with that? And somebody will say, I didn't do that. Well, is that kind? No, not necessarily. You can help with things that even you don't want to. Donating childhood toys. Lots of really great stuff. So I'm going to give you guys about 45 seconds to come up with some with your classmates, okay? All right, y'all, here's 45 seconds on the clock to come up with some kind things you can do for others. And maybe pick one. That'll probably be helpful. All right, y'all, you should have at least been able to say one kind thing. Okay, now this is one of my favorite videos. It's called Color Your World with Kindness. So we are going to watch this, and this should inspire you to show even more kindness. Okay. Do y'all see the ripple effect of kindness? When we share acts of kindness, we color our world. Love it. Here's your canvas. Okay, guys, see you next time. Bye. Be kind.